Good day. I'm glad you decided to join me again. I decided to try and play around a little bit with the frame rate and the distance of the camera. I'm still trying to get the hang of this, so we'll see how this comes out. You might notice the big X in the sidewalk there. I put that down specifically for the video, but it's also handy to do sometimes out on the pitch because it's a good way to mark your center. That way your eyes don't get bigger than your stomach, so to speak. You don't try and start something and realize halfway through, holy crap, this is huge, I'm not going to be able to finish. If you set a center mark at the beginning, it gives you a good starting point, lets you figure out the size. Make sure you get finished every time. It always sucks to leave half a drawing. See, I'm doing the outline here, and if you know the characters, you know this is Gir and Piggy from Invader Zim. It's a great cartoon. Yonan Vasquez, hilarious. I highly recommend it. Invader Zim, check it out. I'm laying in the green for Gir's alien dog costume. Smoothing it in. You gotta smooth it in. If you don't smooth it in, it just doesn't look right. You gotta make it smooth. That's just someone coming by to say hi and tell me they like what I do. I do a lot of stuff at night when there's nobody around. But when the weather's good, I work out in the day, and one thing about being a street painter in the day is you will get an audience. Sometimes one or two people, sometimes a few, but usually just one, two at a time. But over the course of a whole drawing, you might see like 40 or 50 people. You just see them one or two at a time. You meet a lot of different people doing this. I've met homeless people, rich people, all the people. Some people that weren't quite people. What I'm doing there, the legs on Gir, that's about as close to a black chalk as you're going to find in any of the mass market brands like you'd get at Walmart. To get a really solid black, you're going to have to go with pastels that you find at an art store. Deep gray is about as good as any of the brand names do. But it's still really good to have, because it gives you a good grade, good way to grade your shades. Well, I just broke out the big box, the dark color box, the pastel box. I always try and layer 3 or 4, sometimes 5 different shades of a color, counting highlight and darkness, making his tongue all pink and shiny. Mr. Piggy needs some definition. Going with a slightly darker pink. Just making everything pop out just a little bit more. Trying to get the squiggles on the spiral piggy tail. I almost forgot Gir's tail. And then I looked at the sketchbook and was like, oh crap, he has a tail too. Get the fine stitch work around the arm and leg. I brought in the black here. And as I've said before, black is my most important chalk. I don't care what anyone says, black is beautiful. There I am talking to a gentleman who's visiting his family from Indiana for a few days. Came out to see what I was doing. Consequently, I'm the family and he's my father-in-law, but still. He's an out-of-stater enjoying what I'm doing. Just that one line of black. Sometimes that's all it takes, is just a tiny bit, just one little line. And you can give all the definition in the world to a drawing. Doesn't take much. You just have to put it in the right place. That's a wonderful life lesson. It doesn't take much. You just have to put it in the right place. Now I'm giving it highlights. What direction the light's coming from is pretty important. You gotta have that in mind from the very beginning. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Gir and Piggy. Join me again next time. But for now, I'll sing the Doom song. Doom 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 doomy doom 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 doomy doom 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 doom.